Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to attract cats without even trying? They walk down a quiet street and somehow, a cat appears. Then another. One rubs against their legs. Another follows them like they've known them forever. It almost feels like magic, like these people are speaking a language the rest of us can't hear. And maybe, in a strange way, they are. Because what if I told you it's not random at all? That cats are constantly reading you, your movements, your energy, even the smallest things you don't realize you're doing. And without saying a single word, they decide whether you're worth approaching or avoiding completely. It starts with something so simple most people never think about it. Your body. See, humans and cats live in completely different emotional worlds. When we like someone, we lean in. We make eye contact. We smile, we reach out, we try to connect. But to a cat, that can feel overwhelming, even threatening. Cats don't chase connection the way we do. They invite it. A cat that likes you won't stare you down. It won't rush toward you. Instead, it does something almost quiet. It glances, then looks away. It sits nearby, pretending not to care. It gives you space. And here's the strange twist. The people who don't like cats? The ones who avoid eye contact, who sit still, who try not to engage. Those are the ones cats often choose. Because to a cat, that behavior feels safe, calm, respectful. So if you've ever wondered why cats ignore the person calling them, and instead walk straight toward the one pretending they don't exist, now you know. It's not rejection. It's instinct. But body language is only the beginning. Sometimes the reason a cat approaches you is far more practical. Food. Cats may look graceful and mysterious, but at heart, they're opportunists. If you're holding something that smells even remotely interesting, especially meat or fish, you've already caught their attention. And the thing is, their sense of smell is far stronger than yours. You might think you're empty-handed, but to them, you're carrying traces of everything you've eaten. Tiny scents clinging to your clothes, your hands, even your breath. And if you've ever fed a stray before, they remember. Not just vaguely, but specifically. Cats are incredibly good at linking people with experiences. If you were kind once, if you offered food, even just a small moment, that memory sticks. To them, you're not just a stranger. You're an opportunity. And maybe someone safe. But there's something even deeper happening beneath the surface. Something invisible. If you have a cat at home, you carry a scent you can't even detect. A quiet mark left behind when your cat rubs against you. It lingers on your skin, your clothes, like a message written in a language only other cats can read. And when a stray cat approaches you, sometimes it's not about curiosity at all. It's recognition. They smell another cat on you. They sense a story, another life, another presence. They come closer not just to you, but to understand what you carry with you. It's like you're walking through the world with a secret signal. One that says, this human belongs to one of us. And sometimes that's all it takes. But here's where things get even more mysterious. Because what if a cat approaches you, not because of what you're doing, or what you're carrying, but because of who you remind them of? Sometimes, it's not about you at all. Not really. A cat might walk straight up to you, stare into your eyes, and act like it's known you forever. And you're left wondering, why me? But the truth is, you might just feel familiar. Maybe it's your height, the way you walk, the color of your clothes, or something even smaller, your scent, the shampoo you used that morning, the faint trace of a perfume or soap that reminds them of someone they once trusted. To you it's nothing. To them, it's everything. Cats don't rely on sight the way we do. Their world is built on scent and subtle cues. So if something about you matches a memory they carry, especially a good one, they may approach without hesitation. It's not logic. It's feeling. And sometimes, you become a comforting illusion, a reflection of someone they once loved. But not all attraction comes from memory. Some of it comes from something much simpler. Smell. There are certain scents that cats are naturally drawn to, almost as if they can't resist them. You've probably heard of catnip, that magical plant that sends some cats into a playful trance. But what most people don't realize is that other scents can have a similar pull. Mint, for example. It's closely related to catnip, and while it doesn't affect cats in quite the same intense way, many of them still find it fascinating. And then there are deeper, earthier smells, like certain herbal scents, that cats find almost irresistible. But here's where it gets really strange. There are scents made for humans, that cats absolutely love. So much so that even big cats, lions, tigers, react to them. Imagine that for a second. A scent you wear casually, being powerful enough to capture the attention of a wild predator. It sounds unbelievable, but it happens. Which means sometimes when a cat approaches you, it's not your personality, or your energy. It's the invisible cloud of scent surrounding you. And then, there's what you're wearing. Not because cats care about fashion, but because they care about movement. Cats are hunters at heart. Their instincts are tuned to notice the smallest twitch, the slightest flicker. A loose thread swaying as you walk. A dangling shoelace brushing the ground. A piece of jewelry catching the light and shifting with every step. To you, it's just part of your outfit. To them, it's alive. Something to chase. Something to catch. If a cat locks its eyes on you, ears forward, body tense, making tiny, almost playful movements, it might not be seeing you at all. It might be seeing prey. And you've unknowingly become part of the game. Even colors can play a role. Cats don't see the world the way we do. Their vision is different, more limited in some ways, more focused in others. Certain colors stand out more clearly to them, especially softer tones like blues and yellows. So if you've ever worn something simple, and suddenly found yourself getting more attention from cats than usual, it might not be a coincidence. But attraction isn't always about what you look like or what you carry. Sometimes, it's about where you are. Cats are deeply territorial creatures. The spaces they live in, the streets, the gardens, the quiet corners, those places belong to them in a way we rarely understand. So when you step into their world, you become something new, something unknown. And cats are curious. They might approach slowly, cautiously, circling closer, trying to understand who, or what, you are. Not out of affection, but out of instinct. You're not just a person. You're a question. And sometimes they just need the answer. But what happens when they don't just approach you outside? What happens when they start showing up at your home? It starts quietly. One day you notice a cat sitting just outside your home. Watching. Not moving, not asking for anything, just there. The next day it's closer. And before you realize it, your space, your garden, your doorstep, has become part of their world. Because to a cat, certain places feel like invitations. If your surroundings are a little wild, a little untamed, full of hidden corners, soft ground, and places to climb or hide, then to a cat it's more than just a yard. It's a playground. A hunting ground. A safe place. And cats talk, maybe not with words but with presence. One finds a good spot and suddenly, others appear. What started as one quiet visitor can slowly turn into many. Not because you called them, but because your space felt right. And sometimes it's not even about the space itself. It's about the smallest signals you don't even notice. A soft sound. A quiet habit. The way you move through the world. Cats are incredibly sensitive to sound, especially high-pitched ones. The kinds of sounds that remind them of prey, tiny squeaks, soft chirps, subtle tones that most humans ignore completely. If you've ever made a gentle kissing sound to call a cat, and watched it immediately turn its head, you've seen this instinct in action. But it goes deeper than that. Even the sound of something as ordinary as a crinkling wrapper can be enough. To you it's just noise. To them it might sound like food being opened, a promise they don't want to miss. And then, there's something even more human. Something we often feel self-conscious about. Sweat. It might not be something you think about, but to a cat, it's full of information. Your body releases tiny chemical signals through your skin, especially when you're warm, nervous, or emotional. To another human it means nothing. To a cat, it tells a story. Who you are. How you feel. Whether you're calm, or tense, or safe to approach. Some cats will come closer just to investigate that invisible signal. Some might even try to lick your skin, not out of affection but curiosity, drawn to the salt, the scent, the unfamiliar detail of you. It's strange, but it's real. And then comes the part that feels almost impossible to explain. Your emotions. You might think you're hiding them well. Maybe you're smiling, going about your day, pretending everything is fine. But cats don't read your words. They read you. The way your body settles when you're relaxed. The subtle tension when you're stressed. The quiet shift in your energy when you feel happy or overwhelmed. And somehow, they respond to it. A calm, relaxed person often draws cats in without trying. There's something about that stillness, that quiet openness that tells a cat, you're safe here. And safety is everything. But even with all of this, your scent, your body language, your surroundings, your emotions, sometimes none of it fully explains why a cat chooses you. Because there are moments that feel different, unexplainable. Like when a tiny kitten runs toward you out of nowhere, its eyes locked on yours as if it made a decision long before you even noticed it. And in that moment something shifts inside you too. A warmth. A connection. A feeling that this wasn't random at all. Maybe, some people really do have that magic touch. Something subtle, something invisible, something that can't be measured or explained. Or maybe, cats just see things in us that we don't yet see in ourselves. And that's why they choose us. Not because we called them. Not because we tried, but because in their quiet, mysterious way, they decided we were worth trusting. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of all. Because earning the trust of a cat isn't easy. It's something rare, something honest. And if you've ever been chosen, even once, then you already know. Feels like magic.